Hi, so today let's discuss another sacred geometry symbol, this time the Vesica Pisces, also called Mandorla, because in Italian Mandorla means almond and the Vesica Pisces looks like an almond. So we will take a look at some images and talk about the basics, and then I will share some personal experiences that I've had with the Vesica Pisces. Okay, so let's take a look at what the Vesica Pisces actually is. Here we can see that if we interconnect two circles of the same size in their central points, we get this shape, and this is the Vesica Pisces. And here we can see that the Vesica Pisces is a truly profound shape. The circle gives birth to the Vesica Pisces, and the Vesica Pisces then gives birth to more geometries such as the triangle, the square, the rhombus. Here we can see the pentagon and hexagon. And then the more circles we continue adding, the more the image begins to resemble the torus. Here we can see the Vesica Pisces as a base for Gothic rose windows. The Gothic architecture was really based on the Vesica Pisces. Here we can see the typical pointed arc and the Vesica Pisces, how it derives. So among other things, the Mandorla or Vesica Pisces, it's the same thing. So let's just call it Vesica Pisces. It represents the energy of the goddess or Mother Earth, the cosmic mother. Here we can see how in even like the ancient artwork, the mandorla was kind of connected to this idea of the cosmic mother or the earth mother, and mainly because the shape resembles the vulva, so it was like the opening threshold between realms, and the cosmic mother kind of gives birth to things into existence. She creates. If we connect all the points of the Vesica Pisces, we get the diamond shape. So the symbolism is interconnected. Both the diamond shape and the Vesica Pisces resemble this gateway. It could be seen as this like gateway between the worlds, between realities, between matrices, dimensions, however we like to call it, and also a gateway between timelines. So it's really a symbol of multidimensional travel or astral travel, but also like crossing the thresholds between life and death, or death and rebirth, or this world and another world, however we like to view it. And here we see that the horizontal version of Vesica Pisces sometimes resembles a fish, so it's connected to the fish symbolism, and also the eye, so it's connected to the eye symbolism as well. And it's really this idea of our inner sight, of the third eye. And actually the eye and fish symbolism may be connected, because the third eye is probably physically present in the pineal gland, which activates during sleep and which is responsible for that dream state, inner seeing. And the pineal gland is full of liquid and functions similarly to the physical eyes we use for observing reality. And since it's full of liquid, we could say that our inner eye floats in liquid like a fish. So the fish and the eye symbolism could be connected on a deeper level. Vesica Pisces also has an amazing shielding quality. It could be because our auric field is in the shape of Vesica Pisces, and in 3D it becomes an egg, so it's like the auric egg. And the egg, of course, also stands for new beginnings and birth of something new, but also protection. So this shielding egg is a known practice that people use to shield themselves or shield their aura. But when I started to study this, I found it amazing that I already knew this since childhood, thanks to my grandmother. And I already talked about my grandmother when I discussed the circle and the spiral in the first video. That she comes from South Bohemia, from this family of healers and doulas and women that worked with natural magic and that preserved these traditions that were passed from generation to generation. And one of these traditions was to make a shielding egg around a person. So kind of like a Vesica Pisces or the auric shield. And my grandmother taught this to us. So we've been using it since I was a child. Me, my mom, my sister. That basically you draw like a protective egg around the person before they leave home or before they go for some important meeting or before any kind of situation that might be challenging or difficult. We received the protective egg, but the law was always to ask, because just like any good magic or white magic, free will must be respected. So you always ask if you do some magical kindness for someone. And so my grandma or my mom always asked, do you want an egg? Or it became shortened to, do you want an egg instead? Do you want a shielding egg? And so we received these protective eggs quite willingly, except for some times when my mom offered me an egg in front of my friends before I left home, which of course made me embarrassed, and I rather rushed out without receiving my protective egg because it sounded weird, of course. And actually, during my first meditation ever, I think it was my first meditation that I saw a very clear Vesica Pisces. And back then I didn't know what it meant. So I turned to my astrology teacher, because I studied astrology back then. And he told me about the symbolism of Vesica Pisces and the Mandorla, or the almond, which is the first tree to blossom in the Mediterranean. So its symbolism is connected to new beginnings, rejuvenation and revitalization. But also he told me about the Vesica Pisces and its connection to the eye symbolism, or the inner eye, inner sight. And then I understood why I saw it during my meditation, because I started to open up my third eye, and I started to have better clairvoyance. Since then, from then on, I was able to better connect with my spirit guides and see them during meditations, but also to hear them. So it was also about the inner hearing, not just the inner seeing. And overall, it was just like a new beginning for me, because I started to open up to new spiritual practices. I started to study more, and I was just overall more connected with my true self. So it started a new cycle. Another quality that the Vesica Pisces has is that it really helps us see past our limitations. It helps us embrace our whole compact being, multi-dimensional being, and it really connects us to the wholeness, and also to the Gaia, or Earth Mother, Cosmic Mother, the mother energy of this earth, of the cosmos, because of its symbolism of this threshold, this gateway through which things can be born, things can come into existence. This quality of new beginning and kind of a rejuvenation or revitalization can be really useful in energy healing, when we need to start anew, leave something behind, start anew, especially with some emotional problems, or some spiritual maybe healing that has to be done. So yeah, the Vesica Pisces has beautiful symbolism, and I've had some beautiful experiences with it. And I'm curious if you've had some nice experiences with it. Please let me know in the comment section below.